Well, hello, everybody, and welcome to the Be Real, Get Real podcast. I'm your host, Nancy Matthews, one of the founders of Women's Prosperity Network. And I am so grateful for the conversations that we get to have, the amazing women that we introduce you to who are living their purpose, making an impact both in their own lives and in the lives of everyone they touch. And I'm sure today's guest is going to delight you as well and offer some really valuable insights and tips to live your best life. So let me go ahead and get started and bring on today's guest, Steph Palermo. Hello, Steph.
Hi, Nancy. Thank you for having me here. So exciting.
It, I know it is so exciting. It's my pleasure to have you with us. And in
Thank you.
preparing for our conversation today, I had an opportunity to watch some of your videos and connect to through your website. And oh my goodness, what an extraordinary woman you are. And I have to say, the feeling that I got, like before meeting you today, but meeting you in your online presence, so to speak, was like you live your truth. You are real, you are raw, and you are in the zone and in the flow. So thank you for being you and following, whatever guidance you got to bring you to where you are today, being with us.
Thank you. Thank you. It's exciting. You know what? No, I do. I am happy. And I think people must go, can somebody really be that happy? And yes,
Mhm.
me. But it took a lot of hard knocks, to get here. It took a lot of unraveling of old beliefs, the beliefs that I was raised with, and then the beliefs that, I learned as I uh, grew and matured. And actually, I was comfortable with that. I was comfortable in that sort of, we're addicted to suffering,
Yeah.
unfortunately.
Yeah.
So, yeah, and it took me a
Unfortunately, it's
while.
part of the game. Yeah. Well, let me
Yeah,
let me
unfortunately.
I want to dive into what brought you to this work, and let me share with our audience a little bit about you and your background. So, Steph Palermo is an intuitive coach and healer, an influencer, a talk show host, international speaker, and published author. She draws from her ability to read souls, her life experiences, living with a rare disorder, personality, and a sense of humor, which you know will come through to help heal and support people in up-leveling their lives to align with a life of greater purpose that is fun, satisfying, and successful. She has an exclusive membership community, one-on-one coaching, workshops, and a very special retreat coming up that I'm sure that will get
Yeah,
her to share with us about. Now,
yes, yes.
so you are an intuitive coach, healer, influencer. Has this always been your career?
No, it has not. So when I went to school, I was just business and communications, and then I got married. But the gifts were always there. I always knew things that I shouldn't know. I always was very aware and very much influenced by people's energy and their feelings as being an empath, an intuitive. And I saw the world very differently, and I still see the world very differently than most. I just thought everybody saw what I saw. So when I knew something about somebody, and and I just thought everybody could see that too, and I didn't realize it until I started to learn more about my gifts. And you know, and then I got divorced, and my lawyer said, "You need to get a job." And I said, "What? A job? Come on, what am I going to do? I've just been taking kids for 20 years."
Yeah.
And I start, what, and there's a lot of people my age that happen to that all of a sudden they need to go to back to work, and they've been out of the workforce for 20 years because of, for one reason or another.
Yeah.
And
Yeah. And it's not
uh,
easy to get back in.
it's not, because now there's a whole technology gap,
Hmm.
number one, and then the other thing is, where the way businesses are run, and all of that, you just sort of missed out on the corporate life. However, I will say I raised 4 children my organizational skills are phenomenal. My time
They
management
better
is
be.
unbelievable, and I'm a great chauffeur. And
A great chauffeur, and I bet you're a really good problem solver as well.
yeah, and yes, and you know what? I didn't know that being a healer. I healed my kids. I mean, not that I didn't take them to the doctor, but I did. But I was there for them and touching them and caressing, holding them, and so you're the healer for them. I think all moms are,
Yeah, yeah.
whether
Well,
you have a
and
gift of healing or not.
I agreed. And so let's talk about this concept of healing because that's the topic for today's discussion.
Yes.
Why do I need healing if I'm not sick? So, what
Yeah.
is this healing you're referring to? Is it physical,
Well,
mental, emotional? What is that?
it can be physical, but I think in all aspects of life, we go to the physical aspect first. What we can see, feel, taste,
Mhm.
touch, that's our first go-to. We know we're not feeling good. We know we didn't get enough sleep. We know we drank too much wine the night before. I mean, these are just physical. The physical is very easy to identify and to say,
Right.
I need more balance here. I need healing here. Or if you're chronically sick, and you can look to people like Louise Hay and Dr. Joe Dispenza, who healed themselves from incurable, ailments. And and that is very real for me as well. And I have, put my hands on people and healed them. There's no
Mhm.
that is part of what I do. But really, people don't realize that they need healing. And I'm going to back up a little bit. We need to remember the source of all healing is love, the
Mm.
divine love, the infinite love, and the love we have for ourselves and for the people around us. You need to love. And I'm not saying that people that don't love never get healed, but that's being open to receiving. So
Mhm.
you need to be
Mhm.
open and you need to receive the love and be loving and want that. So and love yourself enough to be healed and to move forward. But there are other aspects of healing that are, I would say, as as important as the physical or even more important because there's emotional healing that needs to be uh, taken care of, psychological healing. And then it may not even be that you're so messed up emotionally, but that the way you think needs to be healed. It needs to be changed and adjusted. We need healing from that sort of treadmill life that we live in,
Mm.
and understand the reality that is meant for us from the infinite, from
Yeah.
the earth,
So,
from the divine.
all right, there's a lot to unpack here. So let me let me take this in because um, healing. I'm not sick. Well, if your life is filled with disagreements, frustrations, stress, overwhelm, anxiety, having too many things on your to-do list that you can never get to done, and like always feeling this constant pressure,
Clenching.
what right, right. It doesn't have to be that way. That's what we're saying.
Right,
That's what
right,
Steph is talking about. So you may not be sick with a disease that is diagnosed, but is your
right.
life really operating from a place of joy and happiness? And people often say to me, "Oh, you're Pollyanna. You look at the world with rose-colored glasses. It's really not that you can't be happy all the time, right?"
Yeah. Yep.
Why not? Why not? Not to say that shit don't show up. Sorry about that,
Right.
everybody.
Yeah.
But I'm just going to be real. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
bad stuff happens. But do I let the thing that happened in this moment ruin the rest of my day or the rest of
Right.
my life? And it's not easy, finding healing through those pieces is not always easy. So, what are some suggestions? You've dealt with quite a lot in your own lifetime.
Yes.
And
Right.
so, how do you find healing amidst the chaos, the confusion, and the crap?
okay, so I'm just going to back up a second. You mentioned all those manifestations of an unhappy life.
Yes.
And I will say they will eventually become physical ailments.
Yeah.
It will eventually come out, whether it's fibromyalgia, chronic pain, whatever it is, it will manifest in a physical way. So how do we overcome some of these, sort of emotional, stress and all that? So we need to remember that back when we were cavemen, when we were being chased by a saber-toothed tiger or there was a famine, our cortisol level would rise. So today, our body is still the same, but it's just the unhealthy relationship. It's the job. It's the boss. It's the finances. It's the to-do list. And
those are our saber-toothed tigers.
yes, exactly. So that's what that is. So how we have to be mindful. That's the first step. Okay. Not really. It's knowing something's not right. Even if you can't identify it, knowing that something's not right. And then you sort of, okay, well, what do I do now? This isn't, I feel not right in my body when this is going on. And then you say, okay, well, what is going on? And you identify the issue. Okay. And then it's the thinking, changing the thinking, being aware. How do you get aware? You really have to tune in. You have to have your eyes, ears, your body on guard a little bit, not on guard in a bad way, but just ready,
Alert.
just know what's going on.
Yeah.
Alert.
Well,
and just,
yeah. Let me ask this
just stay.
question.
Go ahead.
Yeah, let me have my question goes to, and you referenced this when we first got started about, changing your belief systems. So if the belief is, well, this is just the way it is, my life can't get any better than this, then there's no awareness. I'm not looking for anything to be different, right? So how do we move from, like, my life just sucks, this is the way it is, this is the lot in life I've been handed, to see something beyond that? Because that's a big turning point for a lot of people.
This is true. A lot of people believe that they say life sucks and then you die. And I go, or the best is when I say, oh, how's everything going today? Well, same old. And I'm going, oh God, I want to go, no. But you know what? It's recognizing. It's also it's saying, it's knowing that you are the creator of your own life and your own destiny. It's understanding that this is a reality. You can change your world when you change your thoughts and emotions. You just have to change your perspective. You have that ability. Everybody has the ability to change. You don't want to change. And I've gotten on, my 30-minute consultation with people that, want to, and I say, this is an issue. Well, yeah, I can't do anything about it. Oh yeah, you can. This is what you can do. Yeah, no, I won't do that. Okay, well, is there something? And so here's what I think. So as a healer, and I had one of my clients say this to me. She said, "You're all about the love, and I never was. Did you put that in me and draw it out?" And I said, I could never draw out of you what isn't already there. And I can never guide you unless you will, if you don't want to take a step. So, you at least acknowledge that, you know what, let's be honest here. I don't want to change. I'm happy in my misery. Say it like it is.
Well, nobody wants to admit that. And, right. And so I might sit here and think that and it's not that they're happy in their misery. And I'm going to go back to the saber-toothed tiger thing you talked about earlier, because the subconscious mind that holds all of these beliefs, its job is to protect you and keep you safe. So even
Right.
though there's a part of you that doesn't like the way things are, your subconscious mind knows how to keep you alive in
Well,
that
it's
scenario.
comfortable. Not happy,
Com
comfortable.
Right,
Familiar.
right.
Familiar.
Familiar, good word, good word. Yeah, because it's
Familiar.
also
It's
not
very familiar.
comfortable.
Right,
So
and that's why we choose relationships. We go from our home with, Don Miguel Ruiz calls it the lies of domestication,
yeah, yeah.
into our adult life, and we choose the same. It might be different people, but it's different channels, same program.
I know, I did it 3 times. I'm not gonna do I'm choosing differently this next time around because I'm different. So anyway, and I'm aware of it. But that's a show for another day. Let's talk a little bit about and we could go on for quite some time, I am certain. Let's
Yes.
talk a little bit about I know you have a retreat coming up in Sicily. So let our audience know a little bit about that. I'm gonna go ahead and put your website up so that they can get in touch with you as well. So tell us about the retreat.
So this is exciting because and we didn't even really talk about my gifts and everything. I when I tell you, I'm just getting to the point where it was happening in my life, but I wasn't being really vocal about it. And
Hmm.
my business coach said, "You got to let this out. You got to let this out of the bag. It's your authenticity." And I said, "Okay," and I did. So I've aligned all of what I offer to reflect my gifts. So when we go to Sicily, I have 2 different weeks. There's 2 different options. It's 10 days, 8 nights, there's travel there. It's all inclusive, airfare, transportation, food, lodging, my talks, healing circle, one-on-ones with me, directed meditations, daily yoga or exercise,
Mm,
not to mention a cooking lesson, a typical Sunday dinner with me and the Sicilians, wine tasting. We're going to go to an organic winery and have dinner. The food's going to be amazing. And there'll be a scavenger hunt in Edice. It's going to be fun, but also transformative, because I'll be teaching all this about healing and where their soul is, how to determine what their soul's path is. And as well, working with people one-on-one. And the
beautiful.
pricing is amazing. We have an early bird pricing special. And as well, what I'm doing is I'm offering those people who sign up for this retreat, I'm offering the early bird special a year in my exclusive membership. And if you join after the early bird special, you don't want to do the early bird special, I'll give you 6 months. I'm offering 6 months in my exclusive membership, where there'll
Wow,
be
that's really
ongoing healing
supporting.
and things like that. Yeah,
Beautiful.
yes, and I will be following up with people after the retreat with one-on-ones, and things like that, and making sure everybody's good and all of that. But it's going to be a transformative week, and nobody does Sicily like me.
I
Nobody.
can't wait. I want to go. I need to look at the dates and say, hey, can I go?
I, I would love it. And you know what? No, because when I go there, I immerse in the culture, and I learned so much from spending time there. I learned, I said, oh my gosh, this is what I'm telling my clients and my audiences, but I'm living it on steroids. Like,
I love it.
I would be walking to the piazza with my friend, and we have our cocktails in hand, because you can do it there. And he said to me, where are you going? And I was hoofing it, trying to make it to the piazza. And he said, slow down. He's saying this in Italian, and I understood
Yeah.
him. And he said, he's right. It's about the stroll. It's about the
Mm,
journey. That's just
beautiful.
one little thing that I learned. I learned about
Yeah.
purpose-driven work, and how they love to share their gifts, and they're hospitable and warm and loving, and they just want you around, and nobody says, I gotta go. They come to your house, they're there all day. They're not going. And
All right.
well, we're having a couple of meals, and some wine, and none of it's overdone. It's
Now,
not
do you live
overdone
there
food.
now? Do you live there now?
No, 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 no. I am going to buy a home there. I
Uh-huh.
am going to buy a home there, and I'm going to buy a nice big home, so that it's I can host a VIP experience for my retreat. And
Sure.
so
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
be behind scenes with just Steph. So
I love it.
that's where the magic happens. It's
I love
fun.
it. Good.
But yeah, so it's going to be an amazing. We're going to healing sites that are sacred, that you will be blown away.
Yeah, the
Better than
energy that's going to be there.
oh my
So,
gosh.
Steph, thank you so much for giving us a little bit of a sneak peek into who you are, how you serve, and your many, many gifts.
Thank
And
you.
I love this piece of healing for whatever's not working in your life the way you'd love it to is really what we're talking about here because you
Yeah.
deserve to have it. So thank you for being a guide and a leader in this way. I appreciate you.
Thank you. Thank you. And I appreciate you doing your work and bring the message to so many women and giving women an opportunity to network and
Connect.
support one another.
Yeah, that's
So
what it's
thank
all
you.
about. Coming together as one. All right. Thank you,
Yes.
Steph Palermo. We
Thank you.
enjoyed having you on the Be Real,
Thank
Get Real
you.
podcast. You're welcome. And for all of our listeners, be sure to tune in. We'll have another fantastic guest coming to you next week on the Be Real, Get Real podcast. Until next time, get out there, be the one, make a difference, and have fun while you're at it. Bye, everybody. Bye, Steph.
Ciao, ciao.
Ciao, ciao.